15 is off. This is 6:28, and that says 6:29. So one more minute. Oh. I'm getting his laser therapy.
Oh my gosh, he was adorable. Oh, little baby.
He used to have the best attendance at the sports game for over a year.
Oh,
Every
that'd be
meeting.
cool.
Every single
We
day.
should do that. Bring your pet to board meeting.
I love it.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's why I prefer the Zoom meeting from home. I can get between my therapist.
I'll start to.
You know, no. 51st. Yeah.
No, look at the house, Ryan. Listen, whatever's happening at my house right now, because if I get home and I gotta start something, I'm gonna want to be the best thing to do. He's using his mental illness shit on me as if it's a problem. Now, either you want me to go back into the fucking mental institution the way I did in 2010, 2011, and 2013. That's number one. Number two, listen, I'm not gonna keep on playing the game with him. He has spectrum in my house. Now he's on his phone. He's on the phone to my house. I love my husband. But we gotta stop causing fucking problems. Stop causing problems with me. I don't know you. I don't know you. Stay away from me. You understand me? I don't know you.
Sorry about that, everyone. That's a first. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kalina Sorma. I'm one of the Education, Health, and Human Services Committee members. I'm going to help open up the meeting and connect it here with Jeremy. So I believe next up is a roll call or attendance.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call roll. When I call your name, please acknowledge it. If you are joining us on Zoom, when I call your name, please remember to unmute, acknowledge your name, and then mute again. We will start with Jonathan Martinez, Rosie Moda, Sylvia Augusto, Grisel Amador, Damian Andrade, Jalea Bailey, Joan Body, Esteban Chavez. Thank you. I am making sounds. Jamie Freed, Nicole Huang, Cynthia Jeffers, Barbara Lee, Marilyn Melman, Joanna Romero, Nicole Ruiz, Pat Ruiz,
I'm here.
thank you. Pat, you do not count towards quorum.
Correct.
Kalina Sorma, thank you.
Here.
Don't vote, we're fine.
First up, we have a presentation from Grand Street Settlement about their Head Start program with Mr. Aaron Sanders. Grand Street Settlement was established in 1916 during a time when New York City was bustling with growth and change. It provided a vital space for people to nurture their dreams and build strong community roots. What started as a simple act of neighbors helping neighbors, evolved into a close-knit family. Special Programs for Youth, Head Start, is one of their standout initiatives. Designed for children aged 3 and 4, this program features vibrant, dynamic learning environments and emphasizes nutrition and wellness. Offered in 3 languages, it aims to prepare young children for school, setting a strong foundation for their future success. Mr. Aaron Sanders? Yes, please.
Where would, you could sit at the table, you could use the handheld, you could use the podium, whatever you prefer.
It is possible to project the presentation.
Yes.
Thanks. Awesome, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aaron Sanders. I'm the Deputy Director of Government and Community Relations at Grand Street Settlement. And before we get into the granularities of this presentation, I want to give my colleague an opportunity to introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Melanie Ma. I am the Early Childhood Coordinator of Brooklyn.
So we are at tonight's committee hearing to brief you all about our new Head Start project. We received a grant from the Office of Head Start to provide subsidized childcare in this community district. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to go over the provisions and details of that plan. Next slide, please.
Just speak closer.
Yes. So we have a fairly quick agenda, introductions, background on Grand Street Settlement, the nature of the grant proposal, and questions if applicable. Next slide, please. So as mentioned earlier, Grand Street Settlement is a historic nonprofit. We got our origins in the Lower East Side. And the purpose of the organization is to provide life-changing intergenerational programming. We essentially provide these services for toddlers and for individuals leading up to end of life. And the idea is that by providing these services, we're giving individuals agencies over their life. Some of the things that we do is provide programming for older adults. We have a sizable aging population in New York City. Our origins were in LES, but we serve 37 community sites between Brooklyn, South Manhattan, and now the Bronx through the Head Start expansion. Next slide, please. And so for the purposes of tonight's discussion, I think it's important to note our value add and our rootedness in Brooklyn. Half of our staff members live in Brooklyn. And the idea here is that we want to make sure that we're hiring in the community so that way people have a positive trajectory in their careers. And so we want to support the folks who live in the community. And as you can see on this map, we have various satellite sites throughout the borough of Brooklyn. And so we have developed credibility and respect within the borough. Next slide, please. And so, as I mentioned, we're really community-minded at Grand Street Settlement. We hire youth and adults alike to make sure that we're supporting economic development in the borough. Next slide, please. And so with this new Head Start grant that we got, there are a lot of potential for partnerships within the community district. Specifically, when our brick and mortar site goes online, there will be opportunities for families to have referral opportunities if they have young children that they want to help get high quality childcare. But I can continue. In addition to referral opportunities, there will be hiring opportunities for individuals and prospective candidates in the districts who are interested in working in the childcare sector. And we really want to make sure that we're hiring in the community so that way individuals have pathways to workforce development opportunities. And I'll just wait a few seconds until the presentation projects again. Yes. Great. Yep, that's live. And so now my colleague, Melanie, is going to go over some of the provisions and parameter around our project.
Thank you, Aaron. So with our new Head Start grant, I am pleased to share that we'll be opening our third childcare location in Sunset Park coming soon in fall 2025. And with this new location located at 1194 Fourth Avenue is located on top of a laundromat on the second and third level in a corner property. And right now, this location is undergoing major improvements. We're going to have 8 spacious classrooms, 4 classrooms for 2-year-olds, 2 classrooms for 3-year-olds, and 2 classrooms for 4 and 5-year-olds. And we'll be servicing 100 children total. So as Aaron mentioned, we provide comprehensive services. We'll be offering services to not only to our children, but also to the families as well, providing them education, health and nutrition workshops, mental health consultations, and so much more. We will have our coming soon sign very, very soon, so families can start adding their contact information on the wait list. So coming soon in fall 2025, this space is so large, over 10,000 square feet. You can go to the next slide, please. So right now, as we are getting the site up and running, we are servicing 130 children in 8 childcare centers, 4 in family childcare, and 3 center-based childcare, servicing 130 slots, providing the comprehensive services that we mentioned. Next slide, please. If you have any questions regarding our childcare programs or the programming offers at Grand Street Settlement, feel free to reach out to Aaron and myself. We've included our email for contact. Thank you. This concludes our presentation.
Thank you so much. Any questions?
Sites, the 2 sites that you currently have, how many children do you serve there? Do you happen to have the zip codes I'd be very curious to see that. I will note that those 2 sites are actually outside of our district, but of course, I'm sure they serve families within our district and probably have employees from our district. I'm just curious how many children from this district go to those. Great, thank you. And the new one will be 11220 as well. Okay, thank you.
So this sounds like it's the largest program. Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's really awesome. Does anyone else have questions? I have a couple questions. How do they go about the referral opportunities for childcare? Would that be through the website or? Oh, sorry, microphone. Forgot about that.
A very great question. So we have not started our recruitment efforts, but we are projecting to open in fall 2025. So starting in February, we're going to start with recruitment. The first stop will be at the local library. We'll drop off our flyers. So for any families in the community interested, they could stop by the public library that's located on 51st Street to get more information. But for direct answers to any questions, we've included our contact information in this PowerPoint, so feel free to share it along. And if we have the green light, we can also share the flyer with you so you can share it within the community as well. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, and this will be via Zoom, we have a presentation from New York Connects on their senior services. And this is going to be a presentation by Madeline Brandfunbrenner. A little bit about them. Presbyterian Senior Services, PSS, was founded in 1962. It is a dynamic nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering older New Yorkers, their families, and communities. With a team of over 70 staff members and 250 volunteers, PSS operates 10 community centers, provides family caregiver and kinship support through PSS Circle of Care, and offers unique residences, including one for grandparents raising grandchildren. Their educational programs under Coming of Age NYC inspire adults 50 plus to live with passion and purpose. PSS is committed to inclusivity, continuous improvement, and being good stewards of their resources. Madeline, are you on? Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Great. And could I share my screen? Could I share a presentation? Or maybe I can send a request. Okay, let's see. Okay.
In 1 minute, I could give you the opportunity to share your screen.
All right, great. Thank you. So I'll get started. So my name's Madeline. I'm a social worker from New York Connects Brooklyn. So New York Connects is a Department of Aging funded program supported by New York City Aging. Each county across the state has a New York Connects program. Our job is to provide free and unbiased resources regardless of income level. We also practice person-centered option counseling and have a person-centered strengths-based approach. All right, we're still working. So who do we serve? We serve older adults, 60 plus, individuals with disabilities across the lifespan, from childhood to adulthood or through adulthood. We also serve family members and caregivers, friends or neighbors, and other professionals who interface with any of these populations.
I'm sorry, Madeline, to interject, but you could share your screen right now.
Great. All right, can we see my screen?
Yes.
Right, perfect. Okay. So the purpose of New York Connects is to provide an array of resources with an emphasis on aging in place or in one's home. We also provide connection to long-term supports and services centered around independent living in the community. We aim to provide community-based support to our target populations with a holistic approach. So the types of services we can provide connection to include older adult centers, case management, home care, home delivered meals, legal services, caregiver support, naturally occurring retirement communities, transportation, abuse prevention, geriatric mental health, and social services. And so why is this program important? New Yorkers ages 65 and older accounted for 16.2% of the city's population in 2021, up from 12.3% in 2011. Overall, there are now 1.3 million people ages 65 and older. Additionally, Brooklyn's older immigrant population grew by 46% over the last decade. So part of our program is to be able to reach diverse populations. So we utilize a translation service, and we also, most of us that work there can speak Spanish. So what to expect? Callers to New York Connects Brooklyn should expect not to have an answering machine to navigate. They should expect to have their calls answered during business hours, and we respond to our voicemails and missed calls in a timely manner. The social worker will work to assess the presenting issue and other needs of the client. And we are trained to assess for safety and ensure confidentiality. So people can call us and remain anonymous, and there's no like payment exchanged. So to contact us, you can call the program at 718-671-6200. We're open 9 to 7 on Mondays and 9 to 5 Tuesday to Friday. We also have drop-in an appointment at our office at 1655 Flatbush Avenue. And generally, we do recommend to make an appointment because sometimes there's weather or something else that happens and there might not be someone at the office. So we also can be reached by email and by our referral form. And I'll stop sharing now. Are there any questions?
Hi. 16 and change Flatbush Avenue, I think is around the Flatbush Junction, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's right there. It's between H and I. So it's a
Yeah.
big apartment building. So we're in the basement. So typically when I have clients come in, they walk into where the doorman is. The doorman will call me and I'll come up and get them.
That's got to be Philip Howard houses.
Yes, that is.
I'm showing my knowledge of another neighborhood. Do you ever lend staff out to other organizations in other communities, partnering with those organizations, or go to libraries?
Yeah.
To try to get additional clients through them?
Yeah. So I've definitely gone to libraries and other organizations, but going forward, we would definitely be interested in having office hours or, partnering with other organizations.
I'd be happy, if you reach out to the community board, I'd be happy to help you make connections locally.
Great. Thank you. And what's your name, please?
I'm sorry, I'm Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hello.
Any other questions? I have a question. There was unique residences. One of the examples were for grandparents raising grandchildren. Can you provide us with any other examples?
I definitely know about that one. It's in Queens. I'm not sure if their wait list is open. And that's the only residence that PSS manages that I know of, but they might have other ones.
Got it. Thank you. Okay, one more question. For educational programs, do you have any examples?
Oh, that we provide?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think I would have to go back. So I will connect community members with things like tech classes, art classes, fitness classes. So that might be like education opportunities. And we'll also give presentations to other organizations, but our presentations have to be focused about providing information about our program. So I could, like, say, give a presentation on transportation resources, but it would have to circle back to sharing information about the program.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
No additional hands up. No.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having me.
Sarah Dean Lewis, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sardine, you
Yeah.
can unmute yourself. Yep.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Sarah Jean Lewis, and I am from CABS Health Network. I just want to briefly introduce myself and I'll let you know about the services that we provide. We provide home care management to our clients and for long-term or short-term. And we wanted to share this information with the community. And if you're if interested, to contact me directly. I'm wondering, I tried posting, but I'm not able to put the information there. If there's a way to post the information to contact CAPS.
So a couple of questions. Are you a not-for-profit?
Oh, yes, sorry. We're nonprofit and we do handle long-term, short-term, in-home services for our clients. We handle services for disabled individuals suffering from chronic illness, elderly, or in need of assistance with their daily living activities, regardless of age. Anybody can qualify for our services.
Great.
And
So
we've
you,
been in the business for over 40 years. I apologize.
no, nothing to apologize for. You can contact us at the community board's email address. I will say it and I will also put it in the chat.
Okay.
It's BK like Burger King 07 at cb.like communityboard.nyc.gov. And I'm going to put it in the chat now.
Okay. Thank you so much. And to also let you know, also forgot to mention we have multi-languages as well.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll put my phone number in the chat as well. Thank you.
If there are no questions for Sardine Lewis, do we have any comments from the public?
I have a question for Sardine. It's Cynthia Felix. Question, you said services were available to everybody, but aren't they income limits and there are fees for the home care services?
This all go through Medicaid and the process of that, but that's why it's on a case by case.
So it
So,
is not available to all because you have income limits, correct?
oh, I apologize.
I just want to be clear because you said it was available to all and it's a Medicaid driven program.
Correct. Medicaid covers it. We help people apply for Medicaid.
Right, but you have to be eligible for Medicaid in order to get the services.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Sardine, I'm not seeing any additional hands up.
Oh, also, we do offer private pay as well.
Thank you.
And let me put my phone number in. I'll just say my number real quick. It is 718-388-0220. And my extension is 356. And I'll put it in the chat as well. Thank you. Have a good, a safe evening, everyone.
Thank you, you too. Any questions, any comments from the public? No hands up? Okay. I think we're done. Yeah. Thank you, everyone who joined in person and virtually. Have a great night.